And now, from the Career Tech Studios in Stillwater, here's your host, Rob McClendon.
Hello everyone, thanks for joining us here on Horizon. Well, probably no state more identifies with its native roots than Oklahoma. Even the name of our state comes from the Choctaw phrase, Oklahoma, literally meaning red people. Even the state flag depicts an Indian war shield, stars, eagle feather, and an Indian peace pipe. Now, culturally, Oklahoma is a native state and one that increasingly is seeing a growing tribal economic impact. A new study shows tribes in Oklahoma produce an estimated $10.8 billion impact, employing more than 50,000 people. With more, here's our Andy Barth.
Rob, when most people think of Indian tribes and the money they generate in Oklahoma, the first thing that usually comes to mind is casinos. And while a large portion of Native American revenue comes from gaming, tribes are creating jobs and making an economic impact in other areas. The gaming industry is a big deal in Oklahoma, from slots and tables to horse racing. And the Chickasaw Nation claims to be one of the best.
Gaming is our pillar business. I mean, it really is. When we focus a lot of energy and effort on gaming.
Bill Lance is the CEO of the Chickasaw Nation and says they know how to stay on top in the gaming industry.
We do a great job at gaming. I mean, we provide a great entertaining venue for our customers. You know, they love coming back to our facilities, and so we take that very serious. I mean, we don't take our customers for granted.
And Lance says gaming spills over into other businesses.
I think one thing that is overlooked with gaming is that, gaming is a $1 billion annual business for us. And a lot of what we have learned in management, technology, etc., is transferable to a lot of other businesses. So it's really opened up a lot of opportunities because of the expertise that we have in accounting, management, technology. I could go on and on. But it's really transferable to a lot of other businesses that we've been able to benefit from that knowledge and expertise.
Very well.
Secretary of the Oklahoma Department of Commerce, Dave Lopez, says tribal business is booming.
The job creation that they have, when you look at them in its entirety with all the 39 federally recognized tribes, if you said that's an employment for any single company in Oklahoma, it'd rank in the top 5.
And while much of the tribe's impact is grounded in gaming, Lopez says there is growing economic diversity among Indian ventures in Oklahoma.
It is much more than gaming. The trend in growth and revenues from other services, including opportunities that the tribes have taken advantage of, and everything from aerospace to defense contracts with the U.S. government, a variety of things from commercial land development, entertainment beyond gaming.
And McAllister's Choctaw Defense is a prime example of the diversity in tribal business. Stephen Benefield is the managing officer.
This year we'll be producing about $30 million worth of hardware out of this location. Next year we're projecting over $50 million a year. And being a defense contractor, all defense contractors live contract to contract.
And former McAllister Mayor Kevin Priddle says the Choctaw business brings more jobs to the area.
It's very beneficial to us because of the employment that they provide to our area and the training and increased usage of our personnel in the area as well.
Job growth at Cherokee CRC's Cheryl Cohener says benefits the entire state. The Tulsa-based company is a diversified small business that contributes to the more than $1 billion economic impact made by the Cherokee Nation.
As these business units diversify and we're able to create jobs, then it benefits Oklahoma's economy.
And Cohener says this tribe is staying put.
One of the really positive things about the Cherokee Nation is it is headquartered here in Oklahoma, and it's one of those headquarters that just won't leave. I mean, we're not going to leave and move to Houston. We are rooted here in both heritage and culture, and we're going to continue to grow our business.
A fact that Oklahoma Secretary of Commerce Dave Lopez says helps the entire state.
So many of their enterprises are in rural areas, which have for decades lacked some of the opportunity that the tribes are bringing to those areas. Because those are often tribal lands, those rural areas now get this boost, not just from the gaming, but also for future opportunity and employment and things outside of gaming.
Money that Lance says benefits tribal and other businesses.
That money flows into our state, benefits a lot of locally owned companies, and it really benefits all of Oklahoma. I mean, we're really focused on helping the state of Oklahoma, and we really have a preference on using Oklahoma-based companies.
Growing jobs and building the economy while bringing heritage and culture to the state. Now, when you add together the direct and indirect economic impact of the tribes, the total represents 7% of the state's total economic output.
Thank you, Andy. Now, over 1 in 10 Oklahomans can trace their tribal ancestry, and many more identify with their family's native roots that have been passed down throughout the years. If you will, take a look at some numbers with me. According to the latest census estimate, Oklahoma's population sits at right under 3.8 million people. Now, of those, 1 in 10, just over 396,000, have American Indian heritage. And according to the American Community Survey of our native peoples, Cherokees make up the largest percentage of our population at 182,000, followed by the Choctaws at nearly 69,000. The Muskogee Creek Nation sits at 37,000, followed by the Chickasaws at 21,000 plus, and the Seminoles at over 13,000 people. Now, altogether, 67 Native American tribes are represented in Oklahoma, including 39 federally recognized tribes headquartered here. Now, that gives our state a cultural diversity that is truly American. Now, nearly 50 native tongues are spoken in Oklahoma. In fact, over 5% of Oklahoma's native population reports speaking languages other than English at home. And while each of these tribes are their own distinct peoples, they are also very American. When it comes to military service, Native Americans serve at 10 times the rate as the U.S. population as a whole. Now, if you'd like to learn more about this and a myriad of other subjects, just head to our website at okhorizon.com, where we have daily updates from our partners at Face the Facts USA. When we return, I get to sit down with one of the longest sitting chiefs in Oklahoma, Governor Bill Anatubby of the Chickasaw Nation.